forecast meteorologist Erica Martin with an update on your weather for this Valentine's Day weekend 2026. I don't have much time. I actually have to go get my nails done for my hot date tomorrow, but I definitely wanted to make sure that many of you were aware of the threat of severe weather, especially across the southern and central plains. That's a big story. We're going to go over our temperatures as well so that you can know what to wear. Ladies, of course, dress appropriately or inappropriately, of course, but nonetheless, still enjoy yourself and be safe. That's really the big story here, as far as I'm concerned, for this Valentine's Day weekend, for every day of the year, every single day. That's what I bring here with my weather updates. All right, so as you take a quick look, an overall look at the entire nation here, this is what we refer to as CONUS, or the lower 48. You can see we've got warmer temperatures along the south, of course, including Florida, into the southern plains and the Gulf states as well. Gets cooler up and along. Oh, yeah, makes sense, right? We've got New England, we've got the East Coast, tri-state area, Ohio, Valley. We also have the Great Lakes region into the Uinta Basin and the Intermountain West, up and along the Pacific Northwest. We are seeing cooler temperatures as well. Now, the big story is that we're going to start to see a clash of the air masses. Keep this in mind over the next several weeks. I referenced Punxsutawney Phil yesterday and his 6-week forecast, but I think it's worth noting, even though he's just a rodent, just when he's cutie. It's still worth noting that that is a signal to us that we really need to start paying attention to the air masses, right? So while we are seeing a generally warmer south, right? Middle of the nation looks like you're kind of a little bit more comfortable. We're seeing 60s. We're seeing some upper 50s, seeing a few 40s there, especially for parts of northern Nevada. Southern Nevada, you're nice and comfy in the 60s and 70s, upper 60s into 70s. We're definitely seeing much colder temperatures for the UP in and along the Great Lakes, and of course for upstate New York and for New York State, and for New England, including southern New England and portions of the tri-state area. Gets a little bit warmer for those of you in mid-Atlantic. However, you have rain headed your way. Okay, so I wanted to mention that because as I move to my next product here, and this is just going to be products. Remember, we're doing weather, etc. This is where I get to go off into my world of the etceteras. I love etc. We're talking about temperatures, and then we're going to click on our let's go to our SLP really quickly. I just want to do our surface map. Let's go into our precip and SLP very quickly, okay? So the reason I want to do this is because I want to show you what's headed your way as far as rain goes. Remember, I don't have much time. I know my gal from Palatial Nails is going to be calling me soon. Natalie, she's like, where are you? I haven't seen her in forever because remember, I was on the East Coast, guys, with pneumonia, getting better. Okay, so here we're going to take a look at who's getting rain. Ladies, be prepared for the rain. If you have a date tonight, if you have your Valentine's Day party tonight, just be prepared across the four corners. We talked about this over the past couple of days. And then, of course, let me make sure we're going over here. Then, of course, we're also talking about the threat of seeing severe weather for the central and southern plains. Now, this is serious here. I do see this being really concerning, especially for central Oklahoma. I do think we're going to get some strong tornadoes, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see them moving into Missouri, if the entire Arklatex region starts to get bombarded with hail, heavy rainfall, convective storms, right? So lots of thunderstorms, lots of lightning, but definitely I do see the threat of tornadoes. And in fact, if I just kind of put my cursor over this, sometimes you guys don't get a chance to see this part of it, right? But we're seeing QPF. So we're seeing, wow, over an inch per hour. We're seeing mean sea level pressure at about 1,009 and thickness at 560. So that just means that, of course, we're always looking for that 540 line. That's where we know, oh my gosh, it's getting colder. Never mind when we see that 520 line and that 510 line. We're just like done, right? We don't leave the house. We're staying indoors. At 560, we know we've got those warmer conditions there, capable, of course, of providing that instability throughout the day. So you need that daytime heating, you need a few dynamic triggers, and then you're all set. And I do think we're going to see that that's tomorrow at about 15Z. So as I continue to move this along, at 18Z. Now you see that this is really more expansive here, down from the central southern plains to the central plains, up and along, really up and along the Mississippi Valley, right into portions, really as you kind of move through here into the Tennessee Valley. And I do think we're going to get some tornadoes there too. Look at that! Wow, that expansive area there of the threat of tornadoes. I do think. Let me just see if I can hit a. Let me see if I can get something for you guys. Let's see if I can pick something up for you guys. Hopefully I can. Sometimes it'll let me. It's just being shy right now. Alrighty. Okay. It's being shy. Normally I would be able to pull up a skew T. I'd be able to show you something. Why is it being like this? Why are you being like this? You guys, you see what I have to go through for you guys? I'm just trying to show you all the active weather looming for Valentine's Day weekend so my ladies can be prepared. And here we see that we're not able to pull up any of these QTs that I would like to pull up. What if I'm over here randomly? I'm not sure why, but it isn't. So that's fine. We're just going to leave this right over here, okay? So we have an idea. I mean, I can show you on a convective outlook here. Let's just go convective, okay? Let's go with surface-based CAPE. You know what we'll do? Let's go with a 3 kilometer. Well, yeah, let's go with a 3 kilometer EHI. And I think so that's an enhanced helicity index. Okay, I like this because this will show us the higher threats here at 3 kilometers. Okay, let's pull up at let's see. Let's go with our let's go back to our surface-based CAPE. Why not too? Let's just do that. Okay. Let me zoom down a little bit because I did this yesterday and I didn't realize it was kind of not looking good on your end over there. Okay, so here you go. So here you have your surface-based CAPE, and remember we're talking in joules per kilogram. So this is what you want to know, like your values, right? Like so we want to know here what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to February 14th. Okay, so this is the area that we're going to be concerned about. Okay, so remember here we have our mean layer CAPE and SIN value. So we want to just make sure that we're keeping an eye out for these particular areas, including the southern and central plains. So please be advised, this is tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, but really late morning through the afternoon hours. I do think we'll be tracking tornadoes. I won't be surprised if we are. So just something to be aware of. Everybody else seems to be pretty quiet. Let me go back to my my SLP, my C. Hang on one second. My precip, and then let me go back down. Okay, I don't want to mess this up for you guys. So you can see here that we do have that threat that continues, and then this particular round. You see this here? How it continues. Wow, this is on Sunday. Wow. Okay. Wow. So we could see some issues moving through, of course, as I mentioned, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Appalachia. We talked about this, and that's always a dangerous area there. All those trees, right? And then as we move this through, could we see some issues in North Carolina? We very well could see issues there for South and North Carolina as well. Some really strong storms that could be impacting us. Apart from that, we're looking at, where's my husband? My husband is with his clients right now. He's working, but no worries. Tomorrow we're gonna have a really great time. I think I figured out where we're going. It's pretty easy because he knows I only like a few things. Like I'm obsessed with a few things, and he knows that if he like deviates, I'm just like, not that I'm ungrateful, but I just like certain things. I don't have a lot of time on my hands, a lot of free time. So whenever I do get that free time, he knows exactly what I like. Okay, so like here's a true story. Here's a little insight into me. So my husband always asks me for Christmas or for the holidays, like, what would you like? I'm always like, I would like a subscription to like Beehive, or I would like maybe a gift certificate to let's see, like Namecheap, or to Wix, or to Square. I just love building technology and I love testing stuff out. So he'll do things like that. That's not going to be the case tomorrow. It'll definitely be a lot more romantic, I'm sure. But with me, you never know. I tend to ruin these things. I swear. I'm always like I try to be romantic, but I mean, it's not my thing, man. It's just not my thing. Okay, and then here we can see how it gets a lot more aggressive. Sorry, this light's in my way. It's just been in my way for the past couple of days. I'm gonna try to have Jay move it out of my way. All right, so you can see here for New Jersey, for New York, for the Mid Atlantic, like as I mentioned, Southern New England through Monday, Sunday into Monday, you're going to get some really strong storms. Okay, so as we go back to our surface conditions for our temperatures, I do want to show you once again that overall for Valentine's Day, the biggest concern we're going to have is going to be severe weather for the central and southern plains, and then into Sunday, right? So we cross Arklatex, we go into Missouri, we cross the Mississippi, we're in Tennessee Valley, Kentucky. Please don't sleep on this either. I do think you'll get some strong storms, definitely some hail. You'll get some heavy downpours, some flooding. So I'm really concerned about that, especially because it's Valentine's Day weekend, guys. I want you all to have a really good time. And then as far as those colder temperatures, notice how we're seeing a bit of a retreat there. That's right. It's because we're starting to see those air masses battle it out. So very interesting stretch of weather over the next 48 hours. Of course, I'll probably see you a little bit later tonight. But as I mentioned, I've got my nail appointment for my date tomorrow for my Valentine's date. So I cannot be late. Hi, Natalie at Palatial Spa. I'm sorry I'm sorry I'm running late. Bye, guys. I'll see you in just a bit. Do not forget to follow me on YouTube, Erica Martine Weather, as well as on TikTok. And you guys know you can always find more information on Weather Co-op with regards to just a lot of the overall weather patterns and some wonderful images that we post there. And thank you so much for joining me for this quick segment of Weather Etc., where we talk about all things weather, but a little bit more because it's etc., right? That's what etc. means. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day if I don't get a chance to say that. Okay. Mwah. Bye. Besitos.